Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. The achievements of local businesses were celebrated at the Sky Center as the Swift Current Chamber of Commerce hosted the 15th annual SCBEX Spirit of Swift Current Awards. The 10th annual Drive Away Hunger campaign recently rolled into Swift Current, collecting food and cash donations for the Salvation Army Food Bank. This has been the scene along the Chinook Pathway adjacent to 13th Avenue over the past several weeks, as a local crew has been hired by the City of Swift Current to address a Creekside Re-Stabilization project. Thanks for joining us here today. Swift Current businesses were in the spotlight during the annual SCVEX Awards ceremony. We have more in today's top story. The achievements of local businesses were celebrated at the Sky Center as the Swift Current Chamber of Commerce hosted the 15th annual SCBEX Spirit of Swift Current Awards. In total, 24 nominations were represented in 7 award categories throughout the evening. MCC Thrift Store picked up the award for not-for-profit, noting 35 years of service to the community. Dixon Agencies for medium-sized business, and Lens Plumbing and Heating in the large business category. And Robertson Family Group was presented with the Member Business of the Year Award for serving the Southwest for close to 100 years. Awards which were gratefully accepted throughout the evening by those going after their dreams to become a business owner.
Well, we were thrilled to be nominated, so winning is just like the icing on the cake. And we're honored because we love the community, we love serving the people in the community, so the fact that they chose us and then nominated us and then voted for us, it's a privilege.
Well, I think it was said a few times, the spirit of entrepreneurism is taking the giant leap. And for us, it was a giant leap. I had a career in the financial services for 20 years that we just decided to make a change, and pretty drastic one, I'd have to say, going from trading stocks and bonds to selling toys for a living. 2
additional businesses were also inducted into the Hall of Fame, with Mercator Financial taking to the podium for its long-standing involvement in the community, and Warren's Funeral Home, an anchor in the business community since 1926.
Very exhilarating. After 4 generations, I can't really believe we're still standing in the position that we are in the funeral and cemetery industry in southwest Saskatchewan, and it's just evolved through the growth of this whole area to where we sit today.
I think it's pretty special to get the recognition of the chamber and of the business community. To be able to have that recognition is quite special for us.
A well-rounded evening of celebration and mingling with the local business community to a sold-out crowd. A pleasing accomplishment for the Chamber of Commerce.
Last year we had 420 votes. This year it's just under 1,600. So we had a large increase in our votes, which goes again to show the caliber and the quality of our nominees and how supported they are by the community.
The SCBEX Spirit of Swift Current Awards are held every year, coinciding with National Small Business Week. When you think about agriculture in Saskatchewan, livestock and grain are some of the first things that come to mind. Cam McLeod is an entrepreneur in Cabourg thinking outside of the box, starting his own cherry farm business in 1999, called Cloud9 Orchards. The biggest challenge for McLeod was making sure his cherry plants could handle the harsh winters of Saskatchewan, and explains how he determined there was an opportunity for success.
The University in Saskatoon is doing some wonderful things with plants that will survive our Saskatchewan winters. And they come out with a Carmine Jewel variety of sour cherry in '99. I heard about them, started planting them heavy in 2000, and planted right up until 2007. And between 2 properties, I've got about 6,000 trees growing.
What attracted McLeod to this type of cherry was its deep purple hue and flavor, which is hardy and easy to process. Even with cherry plants that can survive the winters, McLeod still had many obstacles facing him. These plants take 5 years to grow to their proper size. And with no initial financial profit from the crop, his income would have to come from other sources.
I knew there wasn't going to be any money off the place I kind of expected 10 years. I was hoping things would come together a little quicker. And we had production, so we did sell off a few cherries here and there. But I had part-time jobs off farm, and lots of times I went away in the wintertime and pipelined and just did what I had to do to keep paying the bills here. And then 2 years ago was kind of the turning point. I come out of the bush in the end of March and thought, that's enough of that. I'm just going to go full-time with this.
McLeod then decided to explore the processing side of the business and created the Santa Fe Food Company in 2011. He developed 3 unique sauces out of his cherries, which can be found in stores in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and British Columbia. McLeod firmly believes in all natural ingredients and does not include any preservatives, color, added flavor, or salt. In order for Santa Fe Foods to be a success, he needed to expand his business. And with the help of Community Futures Southwest, was able to turn his dreams into a reality.
I was getting into heavy production then, so I needed a harvester, and we just talked about things, and finally in 2008 I signed with them, and that's when I made some improvements, got a mechanical harvester, did some piping and some running some irrigation lines and such to try to water what I've already got on the go, and things like that. They were a big help when it came to it. The situation I was in, I didn't think anybody would even look at me, kind of thing.
Thanks to Community Futures Southwest, success stories such as Cloud9 Orchards and Santa Fe Food Company are becoming more popular. Community Futures Southwest helps business owners with financing and business training, making dreams become a reality. Contact their office today. Helping those in need is the focus of the annual FCC Food Drive, and the event recently made a stopover here in Swift Current. The 10th annual Drive Away Hunger campaign recently rolled into Swift Current, collecting food and cash donations for the Salvation Army Food Bank. FCC volunteers collected donations throughout the morning, traveling throughout the community by tractor and trailer, visiting various local businesses. The afternoon saw the final stop at the food bank to unload the day's collection to the awaiting Salvation Army crew. One by one, each of the FCC Food Drive bags were loaded onto shopping carts and taken into the food bank, where the items were then sorted by volunteers. A worthy project which is close to the hearts of FCC employees across Canada, while coinciding with the annual harvest.
We want to engage the agricultural community to help with the cause of hunger. Canadian producers, they produce some of the safest and highest quality food out there. It's well within their means to impact and affect the need for hunger and to raise food in pounds or in monetary donations. So we think it's our role to actually engage producers to be a part of that, as well as the local businesses.
A community initiative which brings a smile to the faces of the volunteers and to the Salvation Army in Swift Current, as it serves hundreds of clients each month through its food bank program.
Oh, absolutely. We're coming up to our busiest time and our time of greatest need. So this is absolutely appreciated at what Farm Credit has been organizing and all the effort that they've been putting in. And this will go a long way to helping those in need in our community. It really will. I mean, the scriptures themselves say that the poor will always be with us. And so it's an ongoing need in our community. And we're so blessed and so privileged that this is such a generous community that we are able to help out those in need to the extent that we do.
And once the final numbers were tallied, 47,693 pounds of food was collected from the Swift Current area. The FCC Drive Away Hunger campaign is a national event every October helping those in need. FCC employees from coast to coast, along with several community partners, are hoping to collect a record 5 million pounds of food this year, marking the event's 10th anniversary. W.W. Smith Insurance has reached a milestone as it celebrates its centennial. Having served Southwest Saskatchewan for the past 100 years, W.W. Smith Insurance is your motor license issuer. while specializing in all of your personal and commercial needs, including home, auto, agro, business, and life insurance. W.W. Smith Insurance, independently owned and operated since 1913. High water levels over the past several years have caused erosion along the Swift Current Creek bank. Now city crews are busy addressing the issue. This has been the scene along the Chinook Pathway adjacent to 13th Avenue over the past several weeks, as a local crew has been hired by the city of Swift Current to address a Creekside Re-Stabilization project.
We had a concrete outfall structure from our storm sewers that just because of the high water levels in the spring, it's eroded that bank, and it made that outfall basically almost fall into the creek. So we had the rocks there quite a bit ahead of time. We were waiting for the permits through Sask Environment and the Department of Fisheries. And then we've got a local contractor there. He's digging that creek bank out to re-stabilize it. We'll put that outfall structure back in and then get the creek bank to hold so that when the next time the flood waters come, it should be better than it is.
Parsons further adds that this is not an isolated occurrence in the city's north end, with similar rebuilds over the years in many areas of the community.
We actually have like 63 or 65 of those outfall structures scattered throughout the city that take stormwater into the creek. And just because of the location of that one, it was eroded through the high water level. People probably noticed we did some along 6th Avenue Northeast a few years ago. We did one in front of the tee box on the golf course and in front of those condos on the south side too. So they happen. We just have to deal with them as they come.
Work at the site is expected to be completed in the next several days, and the public is advised to respect the signage and barriers in place for everyone's safety. According to the City of Swift Current, overall costs for this particular project are estimated in the $50,000 range. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.